This is going to be one of several videos that is going to showcase different features within the After Hours DOJ server. This video is going to showcase all the vehicles that we have, anywhere from civilian add-on vehicle, job vehicles, as well as law enforcement vehicles and fire department vehicles, anything else that might be in the middle of that. So this video will showcase all of that. So if you want to click to certain points of the video to see different parts, I have it all marked out so you can see all of it. So I hope you guys enjoy the vehicles that we have in the server. Okay, so the next several little clips here will be of different eras of vehicles. So we're doing it by decades. First, we're going to do 1999 or earlier. And I am going to apologize in advance. I am not going to name these cars individually because we have so many. And I don't know if they're all accurate, but they're close enough that we can. So I'll just show them off so you can see kind of what we have in the way of add-on vehicles. A few cars here in 1999 or earlier. I'll just show off really quick. And I'll just show off the rear of the vehicles. Okay, this is 1999 or earlier. Okay, I will now be showing off vehicles from 2000 to 2009. Just a few vehicles in this decade we have in the server. And that is all the vehicles from 2000 to 2009. So these are vehicles from 2010 up to 2019. So I'll just walk down the line and show off the civ vehicles that you have the options of getting on the server. There's quite a large variety. And a lot of these do have modifications like all the other ones, as well as we always look at adding new vehicles when people suggest them. Back of all these really quick. For ones, these trucks, one has a tow hitch and one has a gooseneck. There's two variations of that truck. And these are all the vehicles from 2010 to 2019. Okay, these vehicles are going to be from 2020 to the present year. So we got another large variety of different types of vehicles here. Offer. Walk down the front of them so I can show you what we got here. And like I said, we will be adding more as people suggest them. So this video will update as new vehicles come out into the server. We'll now go to the rear of the vehicles. Show off the rears. Nissan does have a few fun plates that you can put on it. And you can also have a normal plate. Okay, this is 2020 to the present. Okay, I will now show off the trailers that we have in the server. So to start off, we have a large barbecue trailer. We then have 2 flatbed gooseneck trailers. There is a small jet ski trailer. There's a smaller barbecue little trailer. There's your more generic flatbed trailer. Tow hitch. And then we have an enclosed trailer, which has a lot of different customizations with extras and stuff like that you can also get into and put vehicles in here and stuff like that and tow them through the tow script. So there's all these vehicles. And then with the barbecue trailer, I'll show you that one up a little bit more close. So using the trunk, you can't open these, so they open up kind of thing, so you can look like you're barbecuing. And then on the back of these ones, all these little ramps come down in the trunk feature as well. And then there's just a little bit larger barbecue one as well. So that is all the trailers that we have in the server. Okay, I'll now be going over the more kind of just randomized civilian vehicles that we have. To start off, we have several just kind of X-Cop car ones. They have no lights, nothing like that in them. So we got we got 4 of those. We do got 2 base game company branded trucks that have like interchangeable rear stuff, and they have a bunch of customization stuff, like kind of more like camping trucks. We then have a snowmobile for when it is wintertime. We do have snowy months, more into December, November, that kind of area. We then have a few off-road kind of vehicles. We got like Gators, or well, I guess that's a General and Sportsman and a Can-Am. We then have an RV, so people want to do like camping trips and stuff like that. We then have a bus that has several different liveries for it that you can do for different areas of the map and stuff. And then we have a tractor, so if you want to do a little bit more of like a farming RP, we got a John Deere tractor. I'll just make my way around to the rear of these vehicles so we can show off the backs of all these. Not too much crazy with any of these. These do have like the loops and stuff like that on the bus. The RV does have several different liveries as well. Off-road vehicles, nothing special with any of those. These trucks, so as you can see, I added a little camper little cap to this, so you can kind of get an idea of different things that you could do with that. And then you can just have your X-Cop cars that are just like your generic Chargers, Tahoes, and all that kind of stuff. This is all the other kind of miscellaneous civilian vehicles. Okay, we'll now be going over some of the civilian construction vehicles that we offer on the server. So to start off, we got a lot of bigger equipment here. We got a roller, we got a dozer, got an excavator, which does have our operational arm that you can move around and stuff. Got a little Caterpillar here, a skid steer. And then we have these 2 cat vehicles. They have different options, so you can do a dump truck or you can do a concrete mixer and a few different other options with it. And then we have more of a a semi-truck that can tow trailers. And there's just more of a little like construction van or truck that has ladders and stuff. We then have these trailers. I've only spawned one of them because there is 4 of them and they all have different options. So you can do anything from hay bales to containers to steel beams in this situation. There's a lot of different options. Each one I think has 10 different options that you can put on it. So there's about 40 different variations of things that you can put on a trailer. And then we have our road paver over here, which can be used to do any sort of RPs. So, yeah, this is the construction vehicles. Okay, we'll now be looking over the Group E6 vehicles. So we have a Crown Victoria, a Ford Explorer, and a Dodge Charger. The Dodge Charger does have multiple liveries, so you can do different kind of security groups, as well as it does have Weazel News, which you can see in the Weazel News section. I'll just hop in this vehicle really quick, and I can show off the lights. So here's a front view. They're all amber and white lights. No sirens ability. Here's a side view, where you can also see the livery. And the rear. And that is the Group B6 vehicles. Okay, I will now be showing off some of our landscape vehicles. So, to start off, we got a Ram pickup truck here that has a little bed area that you can put a lawnmower in. And that gate does go down in the back and has a few different options to turn on the weed whackers and blowers and that kind of stuff. We then have our actual riding lawnmower that you can use in that one or the trailer at the end here that I'll show you. Then have just kind of a generic pickup truck with some of the equipment in the back as well, some push mowers. And then at the end, we have just a trailer that you can put the lawnmower in and that kind of stuff that kind of has the same kind of features as the first truck over there. So yeah, that is our landscaping vehicles. Okay, I'll now just be showing off some more of the kind of random civ job vehicles here. So to start off, we got a food truck. This one does have a bunch of different liveries, so depending on what you want to do and that kind of stuff, you can change it. Also, the little sign at the top there, you can add and remove if you'd like. We then have a just kind of generic American school bus. Yeah. Then we have an ice cream truck. So if you want to run a little ice cream truck, that's an option. And then we do have a garbage truck, which you can also use during our garbage truck job that you can see in the scripts video. So yeah, these are the few just kind of randomized civ job vehicles. I'll now be showing off the SADOT vehicle fleet. So to start off, we have a Tahoe. Then have a Ram. Actually, two Rams. And then a Ford. A Ram. Then we have a dump truck. And a plow truck. We then have a message board sign that can be towed with several of these vehicles here. Then have three more vehicles here. And we'll now go around the back here so you can see some of the back of some of these. Here's the side look of these. Okay, and a lot of the backs. A lot of these message boards, actually all these message boards go up and they have different messages on them. You know, slow traffic, construction ahead, so on and so forth. And almost all the vehicles have it. This one has a just an arrow board because this one has a gooseneck trailer attachment for it. And then these all have it as well, and they have various messages. The Tahoe just has a little bar at the back. And all these skins can also be taken off and just made blank liveries if people want to play, you know, or just the lights or something like that, or want to have their own construction company. So yeah, this is the SADOT vehicles. I'm going to be going over the taxis that are in these servers. So we have a Crown Vic, a Dodge Charger, a Ford Taurus, a Chevy Caprice, and then we have two Teslas. There are a few taxis that you can use if you want to run a taxi business in the server. Okay, we're now going to go over the tow trucks that we have in the server. So we have two flatbed tow trucks. And one is a Ford and one is a Ram. They have movable beds, and driving the vehicle on them gives them prompts and stuff like that. You can see that more in the scripts video. And then we have one heavy wrecker that is used for bigger scenes and that kind of stuff. And all of these do have amber lights, as well as they do have a few red lights mixed in. So that is the tow trucks in the server. Okay, we'll now be going over the trucks that are in the server. So to start off, we have a car carrier, which does have a trailer with it, so you can carry several vehicles if you want to do like vehicle transports and that kind of stuff. We then have a box truck, which has, I believe 16 liveries or something like that. So a lot of different variety that you can do with this box truck here, as well as a blank one. We then have a escort vehicle that we have in the server if you're doing wide loads or anything like that. It also has the height pole, so you can, you know, use that. We then have like a little transport van. I believe this has post-op. In this situation, we have USPS, and I think there's a few other ones. We then have two different semi-trucks. We have a Volvo and a Kenworth. So these are the trucking vehicles that we have within the server. Okay, we'll now be moving on to the Weazel News vehicles. So to start off, we just have a Weazel News van. There's some equipment in the back that you can use if you want to have the doors open and stuff. We then have the Charger that has a Weazel News skin. This one has lights, no sirens though. And then there is two Weazel News helicopters that are available as well. So that is the Weazel News vehicles. So this is the LSPD fleet. I will just go over all the vehicles that are within the fleet. We also go over the boats for their port authority. So to start off, we have their Crown Victoria. Then we have a Dodge. We have two Dodge Chargers. We have an older version and a newer version. We then have our Taurus, which is very nice. And then we have two Explorers. Obviously older and newer one. We then have a Durango. And we have two Tahoes. We have a newer one and an older one, just like the Explorers and Chargers. We then have two varieties of trucks. We got a Ford and a Chevy in this instance. Then we have their Gator for when they do any sort of things that might need that. We then got their speed enforcement vehicle, which is their Charger, but it's an SRT version. And then for subdivisions, we have their canine vehicles, which we have a Taurus and an Explorer version, which both have a little dog on the side, and it says, caution canine on both of them. And then we have their Port Authority pickup truck, which they also have a trailer, but just a generic boat trailer for them to tow stuff in. I'll just now do a walk around of the back of the vehicle so you can see those, and then I'll show off a few of the features with the main fleet. The back of the canine vehicles just says caution canine. They also do have little boards in the back that say caution canine in those little LED boards. Then have their Charger and their Gator. Their pickup trucks. Tahoes. Most of these vehicles have their rears the exact same. Well, very similar to one another. On the sides. Now what I'll do is I'll hop in this Crown Victoria here. And I will turn on the lights here so you can see, have a look at the light pattern. So the rear of the light pattern. Side profile. And a front profile. Then when it comes to the extras on this vehicle, our little menu here, you have the option for steady burns on either corner, or the running lights, whatever you'd like to call them. Then have the option for visors, so if you are going slick top per se, you have that variation. And then as well as you do have a little evidence kit and whatnot on the front. I'll hop out and show you quick. So if you are with like subjects and stuff like that and you want to roleplay that you have evidence on your vehicle. Other than that, most of the other vehicles are very similar. The Gator is obviously slightly different. It's not part of the same pack. The canine vehicles, I'll hop into one of these really quick so you can take a gander at these. That. Front. It's got a lot of different light variations, which you can obviously take on and off and whatnot, as you please. And then last, for main land vehicles, we have the pickup truck, which is also very nice. And we'll now move over to the few boats for Port Authority. Okey-doke, and these are the Port Authority boats. I am just going to be in no-clip for this, just so they're a little bit easy to show off. So we got our little dinghy here that they get to use. Then we have their more medium-sized rig. Little enclosed cabin this time. And then it is their big boat over here, which they use for more open water rescue stuff. Just the 3 boats for them that they get to use for their subdivision. Okay, I will now be showing off the LSPD Sirens that are within the server. Their primary siren. Secondary siren. Priority siren. And their horn. So now we will go over the BCSO vehicles. So we have a Crown Victoria for the BCSO. 2 Chargers. We have a Taurus. Then a Durango. 2 Explorers, old and new. Kind of the same thing with the Chargers. Tahoe, same thing. New and old Tahoes. Pickup trucks, we got a Ford and a Ram. We then have a Gator that can be used for off-road capabilities if need be. Then have their speed enforcement vehicle. Then getting into subdivisions for game wardens, we have a Gator. A quad and a Gator. Then we have several variations of pickup trucks. We got a Ford, a GMC, and a Chevy pickup truck. And then when it comes to their other subdivision, they have NTF, which is their Narcotics Task Force. They have Basically, their main vehicles, they just have livery options to change out with stealth skins. So they have stealth skins on their vehicles. We'll just go around to the rear of the vehicles, and I'll show off the rear of the vehicles. Basically the same as the normal cars, just a little bit, you know, grayed out. Obviously, you can change the color of the white to different colors. They also have unmarked versions of all the cars. Game wardens, they have cab, like the cab versions and not. Back of the Gator and the Quad. And then same thing with all these. These are all relatively the same on the rear when it comes to just saying county sheriffs, and then they have their little stripe things side there. They all have supervisor versions on them too, but I do not have present. So we will make our way down to the end here. And I will hop in this Crown Vic and show you some of the extras that they have. So, light pattern. Here's a front view, side view, and rear. And with their extras, they have the option of visor lights. Then have the options of their steady burns on either front, or, you know, parking ones, or however you want to say it. Remember which one. And then here, there's just another variation of the spotlights. I'll leave those on. And then we'll make our way down. I will show off a few of the game warden trucks, just to show you those really quick. Two NTF ones are the same as the other ones. They're just obviously slick top. Game wardens. Front, side, and rear. Now we will move over to the Game Warden's boat. Okay, I'm just going to show off the Game Warden boat really quick. It's same dinghy, just Game Warden stuff all over it. So, nice, just little one little cruiser that they use up in the Alamo Sea, little bit in the ocean, and most of the rivers up there. So I will now be showing off the BCSO Sirens. There's the BCSO Sirens and horn. Okay, we are now going to go over the SASP vehicles. So starting off, we have the two Dodge Chargers, the white and the black variation. Blacks are optional for supervisors. Then I have a Caprice, Taurus, newer and older Explorer, just like we do with the Chargers there. Rango, newer and older Tahoes. Then we have a Ford and a Chevy pickup truck. Then I have a two-door Gator for off-road capabilities. Then have the motor unit for SASP, where they have a BMW and a Harley variation. We then have our CID, which is like our detective bureau. They basically get the stealth skins, and they are offered on all the normal patrol vehicles. Just wanted to showcase two of them. They have like slick top variations to them. And we'll make our way around the back here, the rear of the vehicles. So they basically have all the same stuff, just like grayed out on the back here. Got the Harley and BMW. Gator. And then all the state police vehicles are semi-similar. You know, state police and San Andreas may be removed or placed in different spots across the vehicle with their stars as well. They're just placed in different locations across all the vehicles here. We'll now move over and get into the Charger. I will show off the lights for state police. So starting off, we got the front view, side view, and rear. And then in the way of extras, we have the visor lights for slick top variation. And we just have a different spotlight variation. That is that vehicle there. And then I will go over and show the two motorcycles for the department. Hop On the BMW to start. A little amount of lights. And then the Harley. A little bit more lights. So that is the SASP fleet. I'll now be showing off the SASP Sirens and Horn. That is the SASP Sirens and Horn. So I will now be showing the San Andreas Fire Department fleet off. To start off, we have our medics, which are a nice blue color. Also, all of our apparatus have either medic 6 engine 6, so on and so forth, relating to the station that they're located at. We then have 2 of the engines. One's more of a city engine and one's more of a county engine. We then have a tanker truck. And then we have a tanker trailer with a semi-cab, which is also used in wildland conditions where they bring out a dozer. Then have the ladder trucks. One of them is a tiller. Then have a rescue truck, which is also a hazmat truck, which is one of their qualifications / subdivisions. Then have a squad truck. There's 2 brush trucks, one a little bit more off-road capable. And then we have the command vehicles, which are used for just several of the higher ranks and stuff like that, so they have a variety of vehicles here to choose from. We then have their medical command vehicle, which is also a rapid response vehicle, which just changes to the livery there, where they can use that as a qualification / subdivision. Then there is a scene command vehicle, which is used for major incidents and stuff like that from the command units. There's then their gator, which is off-road capabilities for anything they might need that for. There is then their Fire Marshal Tahoe, which is used for their subdivision / qualification, as well as a search and rescue and a water rescue vehicle. So I will now move my way to the back and show off the side here a little bit. You guys have a look at that. Majority of the sides are semi-similar for the most part. Off the rear here, some of these vehicles, and we'll just walk our way down the line. You guys can see some of these. Most of them have a black and red stripe system. Medic has a blue and white to match their liveries. But a majority of them are very similar with logos, text, and that kind of stuff. Except in the vehicles that don't have the ability for it. These ones have special operations. That one has it on the doors when they are closed. Make our way behind the tiller here. So they just got the general logo in it. Tanker just has its unit in it. And have the other tanker, the 2 engines, and the ambulance. So what I'll do from here is I will hop in the ambulance and an engine or maybe a couple other vehicles here. Show a few of the lighting patterns really quick. And some of the extras. So all of our vehicles have a variety of extras. They are all different across all the vehicles because they're not all from the one pack. But I will show off the ambulance light package, because these are some of our main vehicles. I will hop in the engine here. Show off the engines. And I will show off one of the ladders here. These are some of the main vehicles that are used that you'll see. Okay. And we will now move over to their water vehicles, so you can see their boat that they have for the fire department. Okay, we will now be going over the fire department's boats and marine units. So they have a smaller dinghy, their department, as well as a slightly bigger boat that has an enclosed cab to it that they use for more open water related calls. So that is the boats for the San Andreas Fire Department. Okay, I will now be showing off the FDs, Sirens, and Horns. They have 3 different variations depending on the vehicles within an apartment. So to start off, we'll start off with set 1. We'll now move over to set 2. Okay, we'll now move over to set 3. And that is the SAFD's Siren Packs. So I will now be showing off some of the more kind of randomized emergency service vehicles that are used within the server. So to start off, we got our CERT Bearcat, which is used by all the departments. CERT is a shared department. We then have their little Rook, which people can stay in the middle, or it's got the bar here. I put both on so you can see the difference between the two. We then have our truck here that is either for Bomb Squad or our search and rescue version of it. It has 2 liveries. We then have our LEO training Vic, which is used in their training courses. Then have a police bicycle, which does have little lights on the front and the back there. And then we have our little unmarked van that is used in some undercover operations and stuff. I'll go to the rear of these vehicles here to show off some rears. See on the back of the police bike there, you can see the 2 little lights down below the little bag. Training Vic. Search and rescue and the bomb squad. And the Bearcat. With the Bearcat, they also have the option for to put on a ram bar. And then with the Rook, you have the options between the wrong seat there. Let me get on the right seat there to show that off properly. Yep. You have the different options here where you can have nothing, or if you want just the front with the closed or the open, or you can have just the straight ram bar. And this is all functioning, so you can lift it all up in the air, and you can do all that. So that is the other randomized miscellaneous LEO and fire department vehicles. Okay, I'll now be showing off the LEO and the fire department helicopter fleet. So when it comes to the LEO helicopters, they are all the same. They just have slightly different liveries. So with the LSPD, there's just a white and black scheme. Then with the county office, they have just their red, white, and black scheme. And then with state, they have their yellow, black, and white. Like I said, all the helicopters are the same, and they all have the functioning camera script with them as well, so they can do anything that they might need to do with that. When it comes to the fire department over here, we have the Firehawk, which is their Wildland vehicle, Wildland helicopter, which they use for that kind of stuff, which does have the functioning water drop. And then they have their medical helicopter, which is used for life flight and that kind of stuff, which does have extras that allow you to take the stretcher in and out from the rear, and put it back in. So that is the LEO and fire department helicopters. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video showcase of all the vehicles that we offer in After Hours DOJ. We do and are making a bunch more videos to show maps, scripts, and other sorts of things within the server to give people a good idea of what our server has to offer. As we update vehicles within our server, we will update this video with new date times in the title, so you can see the most up-to-date videos of what we have in the server, what we may have removed, and so on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and look out for our other videos if you're interested in seeing other parts of our server.